JT Shaver here with New Layer, and in this video we're going to take a look at an absolute beast of a light in the Godox M600D to see just how bright it is and whether it's worth buying over the Aputure 600D Pro. I don't really know why, but when I first opened this light up, I kind of expected to be surprised, but there's not much to this light apart from raw power. That's not really a bad thing because it's a killer light and I can see it being used on bigger productions versus some of the smaller Godox lights. There is a lot to love about this light with a few downsides and quirks, so let's see if this light lives up to all the hype. For as big as the M600D is, they did manage to cram it all into a pretty small carrying case. It's sturdy, well padded, and includes both wheels and a hidden telescoping handle. That's definitely needed because altogether in the case, this kit is about 35 pounds. It also has a molded inner foam piece for the light and the reflector, and I really don't see where Godox could have done a better job with this case. In terms of build quality, this is the highest quality Godox COB that I've ever used. They've slowly been improving the build quality on all of their lights over the last 2 years, and this one is just incrementally better than the last. It has a metal main body and metal where it needs to be, and the plastic used does not feel cheap to me at all. The mounting yoke is really beefy and all the handles feel great and really allow you to get a lot of leverage when you tighten this thing down. I can't imagine how big or heavy of a modifier you'd have to put on this thing to make it sag or slip, so it should be able to handle any Bowens mount modifier you can throw at it. One other thing some of you asked me about was how tight of a fit this Bowens mount is compared to some of the other Godox lights. Personally, I've never experienced really loose modifiers with any of my Godox lights, but I know some of you have. It seems like this light uses higher quality components inside the mount in general, and I experienced no slop or looseness in any of the modifiers that I tried. The mounting yoke has a little piece that screws into either side of the yoke, that way you can use the safety cable or just hang any other accessories or anything else you can think of. The control box and ballast is all one piece and built similarly to the light, where the main body is metal with plastic edges. The main knob is made of metal and it's very satisfying to use, and you can control this light in increments down to 0.1% or turn it faster to control it in increments of 1%. Overall, it feels really strong while being relatively lightweight, so I think Godox did a great job balancing quality and portability. The screen on the control box is also big and has 3 different brightness settings to choose from, so it's really easy to read from far away. The ballast has a hanging strap, feet on the bottom, and a V-mount clamp, so you can put it wherever makes the most sense for you. You can run this light on wall power or 2 V-mount batteries, but there are some things to know about using batteries. With the more common 14.8 volt batteries, you'll be limited to 40% brightness, so you'll need to step up to 26 or 28.8 volt batteries to use this light at full brightness. It also has a 48 volt XLR DC input port to use external battery packs if you want to go that route. The screen on the control box does have battery level indicators, but there's one huge difference between this light and the Aputure 600D. The 600D Pro will actually charge your V-mount batteries if you have them inserted and the unit plugged into the wall, but this has no functionality to charge batteries at all. Not only is having a built-in charger really useful to keep your batteries topped up during breaks and things like that, but it also allows you not to have to bring a dedicated V-mount charger in some scenarios. So that alone might be worth the extra cost of the 600D Pro versus the M600D. The M600D has 4 different dimming curves, which personally I couldn't care less, but I know it's really important to some people, so I had to mention it. You can also lock the controls once you have everything dialed in, so you don't actually change it during shooting. This kit does include a really strong tube clamp with a V-mount slot to mount the control box and ballast directly on a light stand. It's really strong, but there's one thing about it that bothers me. The actual V-mount piece that goes into it is removable, and you can put something in there like a spigot adapter for other mounting possibilities, but when you do have the V-mount clamp in there, it just jiggles around a lot. There's no way it's going to come out by mistake, because to remove it you have to undo the set screw completely as well as depress a spring-loaded button, but it's just something that I think they could change in future production runs to make it more solid. All the cables that are included are really heavy duty and lock anytime they connect to the light or the ballast, and they both come with a Velcro strap to help keep things neat, which I always appreciate. One of the huge selling points for any Aputure light is their mobile app control with the Sidus Link mobile app. It's rock solid all the time, has basically every single feature you could imagine, and just sets Aputure apart from the rest of the lighting brands. The M600D does support the Godox Light mobile app, which is better than their older mobile app, but it's not quite on par with Sidus Link. Apart from some random typos and weird translated verbiage, the light connects quickly, and you can use it to adjust the brightness and effects on this light. It does limit you to adjusting the brightness in increments of 1% instead of 0.1% like the onboard controls, but I've never found myself needing that kind of adjustment. Speaking of special effects, this light has 4 different effects with 3 variations each. You get broken light bulb, flashing lights, lightning, and flickering TV set, which are some of the more useful effects. If you find yourself using special effects all the time, the Aputure lights are better in this regard because they have more options and you can create totally custom effects within Sidus Link. The ballast on the M600D does have a USB port for future firmware upgrades, so maybe Godox will come out with something more comparable in the future. If you like using a dedicated hardware remote, the M600D uses the RCA6 remote. It's the same remote that controls the SL Mark II series and FV series of lights, but keep in mind the M600D does not come with the remote. When it comes to fan noise, the M600D is actually a little quieter than I expected. The fan in the control box comes on immediately when you turn the light on, but the one in the head unit doesn't come on unless you're running this light over 25% for at least a few minutes. You can manually turn that fan off, which limits you to 25% brightness, or set the fan to low, which limits you to 50% brightness. The M600D isn't as quiet as the ML60 or VL150, but keep in mind the M600D at 25% is as bright as a 150 watt Godox light. And if you're looking for a 600 plus watt light, you're probably not really concerned with fan noise. I think the fan noise is excellent and should pose no problems for this light in most use cases. Now let's get to the stuff that you probably clicked to see in the first place. I measured this light with my Sekonic C800 and got the following results. At 100% brightness, this light came in with a color temperature of 5,552 Kelvin, so within 50 Kelvin of the advertised specs, which is as good as it gets. Bare bulb from 1 meter, I got 23,600 lux, which is the equivalent of about f25 at ISO 400 and 1/50th of a second shutter speed. If you think that's insanely bright, with the stock reflector attached, it was measuring between 165 and 180,000 lux, which is beyond f32 at ISO 100, not 400, ISO 100 at 1/50th of a second shutter speed. Raw output is obviously no good if the color sucks, but luckily I got a CRI of 96.8 and a TLCI of 97. All the important individual R values were also exceptionally good. I got an SSI of 73, which is what I expect out of a good daylight LED nowadays. It also gave me a color correction number of 0.5 green, meaning it does have a slight magenta tint, but that's dead on with what I like to see out of a new LED since they slowly turn a bit more green over time. All in all, I have 0 reservations with the color accuracy of the M600D, and I'm really impressed with how good they are given how bright this light is. Just for fun, I tested the brightness at the lowest setting of 0.1% and got 1100 lux, which is the equivalent of f5.6 at ISO 400 and 1/50th of a second shutter speed. For comparison, that means this light at 0.1% is only 1 1/3 stop dimmer than something like the ML60 at 100%. If you want to see all the brightness and color accuracy measurements I took for this light, I'll have links in the description to my light comparison tool. It uses real-world measurements instead of manufacturer-provided specs, that way you can compare lights between brands more fairly. Now, I know people will ask me about the Fresnel lens and barn doors that were designed to go with this light, but unfortunately I don't have them, so I don't have much to say there. Feel free to tag Godox and tell them to send me those if you want to see hard measurements using those attachments. What I can say is that the Godox Fresnel has a beam angle range of 10 to 35 degrees, while the Aputure Fresnel has a beam angle range of 15 to 45 degrees. Other than that, I'd expect them to work essentially identically, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. The Godox M600D retails for $14.99, while the Aputure 600D retails for $18.90. So it's almost a $400 difference, which will seem like a lot to some people and not much to others. If you're buying multiple lights, obviously the price will add up fast, not to mention the cheaper first-party accessories for the Godox lights versus the Aputure lights. So the final price difference might be more significant than it seems at first glance, and you'll have to price out a kit of exactly what you need to see if going the Godox route will save you a good amount of money. If you're already using other Godox or Aputure lights, then it makes the choice a little easier to stick with one brand. Long story short, this light is what I expected, and I had relatively high expectations. It's well designed, well made, and not lacking when it comes to power output and color accuracy. If better mobile app support and built-in V-mount charging is not worth the extra cost of the 600D for you, it's hard to go wrong with the M600D. Before you go, leave a comment and let me know what you think. What would make you pick the M600D over the 600D Pro or vice versa? Links are in the description if you want to check this light out more yourself. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.